In this picture, the topic which is called as a means glimpses of the past, right? That introduces what? Now, that gives us a short and a clear description of events, right? That took place when in our country, India, from the uh, period of time called as a 1757 to 1857, right? It makes us the list of incidents. It makes or it gives us the knowledge about list of the incidents that actually led to widespread revolts, right? Widespread revolts means regions for which war occurs, right? So, which is known as the means if you talk about the 1857, that is known as the First War of Independence, right? It provides a glimpse of how the British East India Company expanded its power in India and exploited Indians. How these Britishers robbed, right, looted whom? The landlords. How means the people robbed, how the Britishers robbed landlords and also farmers of the or farmers of their land. They created the kind of a situations, right? They means what? Britishers created the kind of a situation that led to the country means India, right? And the people of India live in hunger, and also means allowed the patriots to launch, allow the or make the patriots means freedom fighters, right? Suffered from means hunger, and also means they die, they kill, right? That's what it is stated. Now, if you look into the first scene, what is the first scene? The first scene is telling about the martyrs. The first scene is referring about what? Now, the martyrs. So, what is this? The martyrs represent, right? What is this? The martyrs represent. The martyrs represent the patriotic feelings present among the means people, and it refers to the patriots, right? So if I look into this
Yes,
particular
sir.
scene, yeah, if you look into the this particular scene, right, this particular scene. So what do you find out? Now this particular scene is representing that a function that held at Delhi. Can you see that? It is a function in Delhi where the lady is saying, "Oh my countrymen, oh my countrymen,
Yes, sir.
oh my countrymen, let your eyes filled with let your eyes fill with tears as you recall the sacrifice of India's martyrs." Right now, this give us the kind of a knowledge that the scene represents a function. So the scene represents a function, and that function took place where? In Delhi, right? Where you will find out four of the characters who means are present there. The first one is called as Lata Mangeshkar, right? Who was found, right, singing the song called as "A Mere Vatan Ke Logo," right? "A Mere Vatan Ke Logo," and alongside her, Indira Gandhi, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and Lal Bahadur Shastri, right? So you can see the woman here is nothing but uh, Lata Mangeshkar, right? So Lata Mangeshkar. So who is Lata Mangeshkar? We know that means a good singer, right? Right. So good singer. So who is called as a Lata Mangeshkar. Beside Lata Mangeshkar, you will also find out Jawaharlal Nehru, right? So this one is Jawaharlal Nehru, this one is Lal Bahadur Shastri, and this one is called as means Indira Gandhi, right? So these are the famous personality who present where now present in Delhi at a function, right? Next is, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, coming to the next one is indicating about the company's conquest. So what do you mean by company's conquest? What is the meaning of conquest? Do you know what is the meaning of conquest?
No, sir.
Okay, it's called as the meaning of conquest is called as a victory, right? What is that? That's called as the meaning
Victory.
of, yeah. Uh, so it is called as a, wait a minute. Yeah, okay. Uh, Conquest means called as a victory, mark victory, right? So
Yes.
that is the meaning of conquest. So what does it say? It is telling about with its superior weapons, with its superior weapons, right? With its superior weapons, the British East India Company was extending its power in 18th century India, right? So what does it say here? Right. Here it tries to tell us the idea that the year 1757, right, which is nothing but the mark of what? Mark of being an important year in India, right, or in Indian history. So 1757 is considering as a one of the means most important period, right, of Indian means history, right? Why? Now because it is stated about the company rule. It tells about what? Now the company rule. Which of the company? That called as the East India Company, right? It also known as the company Raj refers to the rule of British East India Company. So that is why the first part of the picture said that means with its superior weapons, the British East India Company was moving its power in 18th century India, right? So you can find out the kind of a picture present here in a yellow in color, right? So clearly highlighting Indian princes, it means Mughals, right? So kings, and the kind of a picture present here, right, are the British territory, right? Now, it all started in Indian 1765, right? So after that, it is stated Indian princes were short-sighted. Do you understand the meaning of short-sighted? What is the meaning of short-sighted? Yeah. Any idea what
No,
is the meaning?
sir.
Okay. So the meaning of short-sighted is called as means lacking imagination. Lacking imagination. Lacking imagination. Right, lacking imagination. So Indian princes, so the princess of you can talk about all the parts of the country, so they were not means known about the idea of the East India Company, right? So they lack the they lack the imagination, or they cannot see the future, right? That what is the plan of the means East India Company, right? So that upstarts Rajava called the English merchant, they will help me to defeat him. That upstart Raja, Wah, call the English merchants. They will help me to defeat him. So Indian princes thought that what? Now, whenever they went for any kind of a war or any kind of a means revolt, so what they do now, they take the help of the English merchants, or called as the English people or Britishers, and they believe that Britishers help them to means defeat the other king, but it is not actually the actual thought. The thought is called as a taking the help of the kings, right? Britishers are trying to spread their empire, right? The people
Yes.
had no, yeah, the people had no peace. The people had no peace due to such constant fights. Such constant fights means what? Like how one king fight with the other king, right? And how the means kind of a death occurs, right? All these things, right? Now the next is called as the rivalries. Uh, the rivalries helped the East India Company and it could easily subdue Indian princes one by one. Right now, rivalries means what? The meaning of rivalries is called as when means enmity. Enmity held with the East India Company. So enmity between whom actually? Now, if you see the enmity between one king with the other king, right? And that actually helps the East India Company and the East India Company easily subdue. What do you mean by subdue? Yes, tell me what is the meaning of subdue, Mayank?
Help. Yes, sir. Help.
Whom? No, yeah, that's something called as a help, or you can say that a control, right? It could easily control Indian princess. Control means you understand
Yes, sir.
what
Handle.
is. Yeah. So control or manage. So control or manage whom? Now control or manage other princes, right? Other princes. So it is stated that the rivalries helped the East India Company, and East India Company could easily manage or control Indian princes, right? And how could they manage Indian princes? They handle the Indian princes. They also more powerful than the Indian princes, right? So they understood that Indian princes do not have their unity. So that is the region. Now, next is called as a far-seeing ruler like, yeah. So far-seeing ruler like the brave Tipu Sultan of Mysore. So who is Tipu Sultan? Now, if you look into this, so he is called as a Tipu Sultan, right? So this man is called as a Tipu Sultan. Right. So a far-seeing ruler, far-seeing means what? A person who can see the future, right? Or who can see the means distance, or called as means far from means far from present, right? So a far-seeing ruler like the brave Tipu of Mysore, who fought the British till he died fighting. So, but Tipu Sultan was different, and he fought with the Britishers, and he died means by fighting fighting with whom? Fighting with this means Britishers and died. So after that, you can also see. Thank God there is peace in the country now. No more wars and no looting by thugs. Right? It is God who sent the British. So means you can imagine that means even some of the king considered that Britishers were the gods. Right? Britishers were
Yes.
the gods. But
Yes.
actually Britishers were what actually? The Britishers actually are the enemy of the Indians. Right?
Yes.
So, how did Indian react to this conquest? Right, our destiny is linked with them. So, Indian princes believe that what Britishers are the gods, and Britishers, they Indian princes are fortunate enough that they are linked with or they are associated with the Britishers. Right now, imagine that. Are you listening?
Yes, sir. I am listening.
Yeah, the white man has killed. The white man has killed or dethroned our kings. Right? So the white man has killed or dethroned. What do you mean by dethroned?
Sir, defeated.
Dethroned means not defeated. The meaning of dethroned is called as a means uh, you can say that to remove someone from the power. To remove someone from the power is called as a dethrone. Right? Remove someone
From the power.
from power. To remove someone from power, right? Some kings were not good, but after all, they were of this land, right? So the
Yes.
white man had killed or dethroned our kings, or means removed from means their power, right? So even people used to also tell, like what kings were not, some kings were not good, but after all, they were of this land. Now we have become slaves of foreigners. So people realize that now slowly and gradually these Britishers are doing what? Now these Britishers are keeping Indians as their slaves, right? As their what? Now, as their slaves. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Now, coming to the next one is called as the British rule, right? If I'm going discussing about the British rule, so means when did this British rule started? So British rule started 1765 to 1836. Now you understood that how gradually and slowly Britishers entered the country and spreading their, spreading their armies means across the country, right? Now it is also stated that what means religious leaders who preached ideas. So what do you mean by priest ideas? What is the meaning of priest ideas? Yes?
Uh,
What? No.
sir, big ideas.
Ah, yeah, yeah, good, good. So always try to give the guess, no issue, right? You can give the, you can say that give the ideas or called as a means teach, right? Preach the ideas or called as a teach their ideas like untouchability. Do you understand the meaning of untouchability?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, untouchability mean to do not touch anyone.
How do you know that?
Sir, I read it.
Untouchability means not to touch anyone. It's not the actually thing. Not to touch the lower society people, right? So religious
Yes, sir.
leaders who taught the ideas like not to touch lower class people and also child marriage, right? So child marriage means what? Marriage of a girl or a boy uh, before the age of what? 18 years, right? So anyone who crushed the seeds, right? Anyone who crushed the seeds loses his religion. So people have a thought, right, during the past that they should not go out of the sea area. If someone who crushed seas loses his religion, so it is a kind of a thought, right? All the misery in the world is due to women. So it is also kind of a means what it is also kind of a thought of the past people that whatever the unhappy situation you find out in your life, and that happened all because of the woman, right? So these are the do you think that it is true
No, sir.
now? Okay, good. Now, so it
Sir?
means yes.
No, sir.
Y- yeah, yeah, tell now.
Sir, I tell yes, sir.
All the misery is held because of the woman, right?
This is not true.
This is not true. Okay. The truth was that Indians had lost self-respect. The British scorned them. Right. Now you can say that the truth was that Indians had lost self-respect. The British scorned them. What do you mean by scorned? The meaning of scorned is called as anger. Right. So and even also threatened or called as a felt or express. Right. Expressed with a contempt. Right. If I am talking about the scorn, what do you mean by scorn? The meaning of the scorn is called as a someone who give the view, right? View in anger, right? Express view in anger, right?
Yes, sir.
Express view in anger, right? So even the truth was that the Indians had lost self-respect. The British expressed their view, right, or his view in anger. The natives are unworthy of trust, right? The natives means what? That the people, right? The people are unworthy. Unworthy means unworthy of trust. So they are not valuable, right? They cannot be believable, incapable of honesty. So they are not even honest, right? It means uh, these foreigners are giving these foreigners are giving view about the Indian people, that Indian people are unworthy, right? Unworthy of trust means they cannot be believable, right? Second is called as they're incapable of honesty, right? So now you can see the picture of whom? The picture of Britishers. At the same time, here the picture of Indians. So Britishers are telling each other about that Indians unworthy of trust and not capable of honesty, right? So, but one of the Indian who is just saying that what, dear sir, I am honest and means I'm always for you. Are you listening to me, Mayank?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, but being merchant, the British being merchant, I'll ask questions at the end of it. Okay. So being
Yes, sir.
merchant, the British wanted quick profits. Being merchants, what happened? The British merchant means what?
Sir, who work, uh, yes, I know that.
People do business, right? Merchants are the
Yes,
business people, right? Being merchants, the British wanted quick profits, and their heavy taxes, right, forced farmers to discontinue their fields. Now, these Britishers are very clever, right? So, what they did, now they wanted quick profits and they look for the heavy taxes, right? And where do they get the heavy taxes? Now they put heavy taxes on farmers. Like, did you see the movie called Lagan? Isn't
yes,
it?
sir.
So the heavy taxes forced taxes. You understand?
Yes, sir. Tax.
Yeah. So heavy taxes forced farmer to abandon. Abandon means called as a discontinue, right? So who discontinue what? Now farmers discontinue working under Britishers, right? So
Yes,
in that case, discontinue, discontinue. So after that, but your men are taking all my crop, right? So one of the Indian who is making the dialogue, hey Britishers, your men are taking all my crop. You are still in arrears. So what do you mean by arrears? What is the meaning of arrears?
here.
Arrears means that is called as a
That,
you have still you have still debt, or arrears means called as a not paid all the money, right? The meaning is called as a money that is owed, owed, money that is owed from the Britishers, right? So that is why
yes,
when a when a farmers means all the grain, right, all the product uh, means or all the means crops are taken. So at the same time, when the farmer said that, hey, your people are taking all my crops, so the Britishers said that what, you have not paid my owed money, right? So that's why your things have been taken, right? And still you have to pay also more money, right? It indicates that these Britishers are torturing to the human being, or these Britishers are torturing to the Indian people in a excessive manner, right? So it is stated, if you do not pay next week, I will send you to jail, right? Britishers also torturing like this, taking all the crops of the farmers and even threatening them to send them in jail, right? Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. Now, now let me take you to the next one. Still, the British invented other methods which gave them more profits. Even the Britishers are also followed with the different mode through which they can earn profit. Like you can say, the goods manufactured in England should not have any import duty when brought into India, right? So the product which are produced in means England. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Now, the product which are manufactured in England should not have any import duty. Import duty means they should not have any tax. It means whatever is coming from England to India should not have any import duty when brought into India, right? So that
Yes,
is a one of the means a rule they followed. That is what now the goods manufactured in India, England should not have any import duty when brought into India, right? But at the same time, it is called considered as a good idea, right? The East India Company laws began to cripple Indian industry. Cripple Indian industry. What do you mean by cripple? What is the
sir.
meaning
Three,
of? Ah,
three.
nah. Right. So, cripple means called as unable to walk, means unable to move proper. Right. It means the kind of a system these Britishers have made, for which what happened, all the companies are getting or facing a lot of problems, and all the people of India are facing a lot of problem. Right. So cripple means called as a cannot move proper, cannot move proper, right? Cannot move proper or called as a facing a lot of difficulties, right? Facing a lot of difficulties. So who faced a lot of difficulties? Not these Indian industries, right? Inevitably, famines followed. What do you mean by famines? What is the meaning of famines here?
Sir, don't know.
Famines means a hunger, right? The meaning of famines is called as a hunger, right? So, because of the kind of a system these Britishers have been followed, what happened? Now people stay hunger, right? People stay hunger, and people stay hunger between, that is called as a 1822 and 1836. 15 lakh Indians died of starvation. What do you mean by starvation? That's called as a 15 lakh Indians who lived in the life of what? Again, hunger, right? So the British policies, so whatever the British, right, made the policies in India, right, on Indian people or Indian companies, right, those policies ruined those policies ruined whom? Ruined means called as a destroy. What is the meaning of ruined? The meaning of ruined is called as a destroy, right? So destroy. Are you writing it the words or not? Destroyed the
Yes, sir.
expert, destroyed the expert artisans and their business. So means the British policies actually destroy the life of the common people, right? So they were living like a hell, right? They were living like hell. Hell means what? Very bad life they were living, right? Now, okay, okay. Am I clear till this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I go for this fourth one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Raja Rammohn Rai. Raja Rammohn Rai. So who is he actually? In the year of 1772 to 1833, right? You would find out this is the period, right, which is called as a what? Means one of the important period of the Indian history. How and why? Now, if you look into it, Raja Rammohn Rai was known as one of the knowledgeable man or very educated person from Bengal, right? Bengal, West Bengal, right? Who understood what was wrong with the country. What was wrong with the country? Now, Raja Rammohn Roy see that what now how the Britishers right, took the advantage of the Indian people, Indian companies, and looting the Mansum, looting the India, right, or looting the country India, right. So he said, he was saying here in a dialogue that let us not despise ourselves. Let us not despise. What do you mean by despise? Do you know what
The
is the
disappear.
uh,
Disappear.
dishelper?
The disappear.
No, not disappear. The meaning of despise is called as a let us not means a fight or called as a angry, right? Let us not get angry upon or contempt, right? Contempt or called as a angry, right? Or called as a fight. Let us not fight ourselves. Ourselves means we should not fight with each other, right? He said that we means what, referring to Indians should not fight with means each other. So
Disappear.
uh, our ancient culture is what, our ancient or our old culture is great, right, and we are capable of greater achievements. We can achieve many of the things whatever we want, right, and we must first change our society. We must change our society. Superstitions have been what, ruining us. Ruining means what, destroying us. Superstitions means what, that called as a blind belief, right. The meaning of superstition is what, that's called as a blind belief, right. So and how this blind belief actually destroying us, right. We know that means child marriage, right. We also talk about means to cross the sea. To cross the sea means to lose your means religion.
Religion.
So superstition is called as a blind belief, means blind belief. Now you can see that here it is stated, he told his wife Uma. Who is Uma and whose wife?
Ram Mohan Roy's wife.
Yes, Raja Raman Roy's wife, right, Uma. And one day, Raja Raman Roy told his wife, right, that what, cows are of different colors, right. So, what did he say to his wife? Now, cows are of different colors, but the color of their milk is the same, is not it? So different teachers have different opinions, but the quality or essence of every religion is the same. So who said this? Now Raja Roy said to his wife that cows and teachers, right. So he takes the example of cows and teachers by saying that color of the cows are different, but their producing milk is the same, right. So teachers have a variety of opinion, but the essence of every religion is the same. So that's what is the idea he presented. Even he also stated about what, he was attracted by science and modern knowledge. Who? Raja Rammohn Rai, right? Who have a means a very interest for the science, very interest for the knowledge, right? So according to him, knowledge should be practical and knowledge should be scientific, right. Knowledge should be practical and knowledge should be scientific. So he also said that he crossed the seas and he went to England to see what made the British powerful. There he told them, right. So Raja Ramon Rai opened the truth of British before the Indian people, right. And that is the region, uh, people of India means obey Raja Ramon Roy a lot, right? Even you can see, we accept you as rulers, and you must accept us as your subject. Subject means people, but you must remember the responsibility a ruler owes to his subjects, right. So people say that, right, as well as people, right. Britishers also understand the Raja Ramon, right. So that is the reason, if you see that when the Britishers say that what, Britishers and the people and means accept Raja Ramon Rai as the king, right. At the same time, they also point out that Raja Rammohn Roy should also understand that Raja Rammohn Roy as a king, his main priority is looking after the people, and British are also gave a kind of a message to him, right? So he started newspaper, but the suspicious British stopped them in 1823. Right. Raja Ramon Roy started means what actually? Started newspaper.
Yes,
Newspaper means what? That's called as a he sends all the messages through the newspaper to the educated society. But Britishers were very doubtful people. So what they did, they actually stopped. Right. They actually stopped the newspaper in the year of 1823. Right. Okay, let it be. We will keep till this, right? And
yes,
next class we start something. Next class we resume from here only. Okay,
yes, sir.
okay. So just to understand that, remember all these words which have been given here, right? All the words whichever have discussed today, right? So and uh, read this topic also again and again, right? So that to get doubts or called as any kind of a query, right, you can ask me in the next class. Okay, and we'll resume from means part 5. Okay.